Hello, everyone. Welcome to the January forecast. Oh my gosh, I'm super happy to see you guys here. It feels like I just got to hang out with you a couple days ago, which I did in the 2024 forecast. So I was like, wow, this is happening super quick. But I still wanted to come in and give a little bit more in-depth information about what to expect in January. Because this is kind of a different energy than we would typically expect starting off the year. We have the like whole New Year, New Year's resolution, and all that, which is wonderful. And if you're feeling the momentum of that, then definitely work with it. However, I do want to say for those of you who are not feeling the momentum of the new start yet, it's okay. And it's just yet because we started the year with a nine energy month. So January is a nine energy. And nine is not like the rocket ship blast off moment, right? You may have felt some of that around New Year's Eve because it was that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 energy, which can indicate like, let's get going here. But January is all about reflection. Okay. Nine energy cares a lot about reflection, um, you know, thinking about things. It's like that audit energy or review energy. So if you're not ready to like fully jump all in to 2024 yet, then you're actually in the right place. I will say that no matter what, you always want to let your intuition trump whatever the forecast says, whatever I say, or any other intuitive tells you, because you always are going to have your own personal cycles and your own personal patterns at play. And so those patterns are incredibly important and you don't want to deny them. So if you're feeling like this like burning jump into action, run with it. And if you're not, that's okay. I'm going to share a little bit of what you should be doing instead. So the nine energy is very much about following our own inner guidance, following our own inner light. And so it's going to be more important than ever to trust your inner light, to trust your inner guidance, to recognize that you know what's right for you at the end of the day. You are your own expert at the end of the day. And so this month, really reflect. How can I pare things down a little bit? How can I simplify a little bit? It's not the time to overload your plate. That will actually create a lot of frustration in January energy. If there's certain things you want to work on, great. But just be very mindful to keep yourself focused, to keep it simple, to not overcomplicate things, and give some space and time this month for detox. Okay. Cleansing, releasing, right? Cleaning out a cupboard, cleaning out a closet, getting rid of some of those old files that you don't need anymore, simplifying your lifestyle, right? Saying no to more things, like paring back on things, letting yourself be okay in the quiet, in the stillness, in the pause, without needing to overcomplicate and overbusy yourself. And I do find that because we have been so inundated and overstimulated lately, many of us struggle to sit in silence or to sit in the quiet or to sit in the pause. It's like, well, I need to have my phone or I need to have the TV in the background or some music in the background or a podcast running. And, if that works for you, that's great. But I really encourage you to give yourself a little bit more space and a little bit more ease. And like, can you be okay with less stimulation? Can you, code yourself to allow less external stimuli? And I think it's really important to do that because this year with the eight energy, it's all about mastery, dedication, devotion, right? So if you're not giving yourself time to be with yourself, how are you going to know what to focus on, what to lead forward with, what to like really invest your time and energy in? And you need to be able to hear your own inner voice for that. You need to be able to hear the guidance from your own heart, your own intuition, your own experience. I really want you to um, upplay the opposite of downplay, upplay your own experience. Everything you went through in 2023 really honed your ability to listen to your intuition, to trust yourself, to work with your own heart, your own soul, your own spirit. So use that to your favor, right? Take time to listen and reflect with that and bring that forward into January. Okay. So let me just take a look here. I want to share some dates with you. If you are catching me live or on the replay, comment, say hi, let me know you're here. Tag a couple of friends who you think would love to hear this information. I know so many of you joined me in my 2024 forecast, which was incredible. I really appreciated your energy. And this is a chance for us to just go a little bit deeper every single month and to just get a little bit more refined in what to expect. Okay, so some dates. What do I want to share? The other thing that's going to come up in January that I want to speak to is this idea of setting a higher standard for yourself. Nobody out there is going to put a high standard on you. It's up to you to set it for yourself. It's up to you to claim it for yourself. And so thinking to yourself, what is that higher standard that I desire? And how do I let myself take up the space to claim that? Right? That is going to be so, so, so important for you. Okay, here. Let's see where I want to go next. The next thing I want to talk about is going to be some specific dates. If you have any questions about any dates, feel free to pop them in the chat. But let's get started here with the 4th of January, January 4th. So that's just a few days away here. And the 4th is going to be this energy that's really going to be asking us to get creative and bring in some new practices. So, this idea of decluttering, of detoxifying, of simplifying your life and giving yourself some spaciousness. What are some new practices that you can bring in to honor that? Maybe it's a new routine you have in place. Maybe it's some kind of like reminder that you do on a regular basis to keep you in check with that. But let yourself get a little bit creative with what kinds of new practices you want to be bringing forward. So that's a great day to think about those habits on the 4th. On the 6th and the 7th of January, this is going to be really, really interesting. The 6th is all about coming face to face with your power and your strength and who you are. Now, we have a interesting relationship with power because so often our relationship with power is oriented externally, right? Of like the power over power or external authority. And what I really want you to do on the 6th of January is to reflect that internally a little bit more. So like your inner authority and your inner sense of sovereignty and what you can do with your power. And the more you harness that relationship with your power, the stronger your energy core is going to grow. And when that energy core goes stronger, it's going to reflect to you outwards. So it's going to give you skills that you can work with, confidence that you can work with, ability to work with energy in new ways. It's going to open up your intuition and your clairsenses to use them in new ways. If you're an energy worker, it's going to expand those skill sets in new ways. And it really is that sense of like your power comes from within. It is an inner core that is running. And so you're going to have a chance to come face to face with that on the 6th of the month. And the 7th of the month is going to be a very profound spiritual day. So recognizing that your relationship with your power is deeply intertwined and deeply connected with your relationship with spirit and understanding who you are, why you're here, the gift that you are to the world, the energy that you get to share with the rest of us that we are so blessed to be in your presence with, and really recognizing, this is an inner relationship that I allow to reflect outwards as guided by my intuition and spirit. So that's the 7th. The next date I want to get into is going to be on the 9th. And the 9th is a very strong day about how can I do things differently? How can I do things differently? It's about making a change. So if you've noticed in your life around the 9th of January, any particular stagnation or heavy energy or slow moving energy, it's asking you to shake things up, like shake the snow globe, right? Shake the snow globe, turn things upside down a little bit, make a change. And if you have stagnation, this is what happens because stagnation begets stagnation, right? So when you're stagnant, you attract more stagnancy. And the more stagnant you are, the more stagnant you feel, the more stagnant you are. And it's this like compounding loop that we do not enjoy being. So if you feel that way in any area of your life, invite in a change. It does not matter. There is no right or wrong. There is no did it this way, made a mistake that way. It is just simply the fact of I am just going to shake things up a little bit. I am just going to make a change and do it differently. I can always make another change down the road, but let me make one change right now, shake things up right now, and let the chips fall where they may. Let the snow resettle itself so that I can make some new choices down the road. but I need to do it under a change in energy, a change in frequency, a change in my environment. So I invite you to do something different. Go work in a different office, go drive a different route, try a different hobby, hang out with a different friend, do something to shake things up for you. Okay, the next day I want to bring to light is the 11th. The 11th, you're going to have a very rich inner world, and the imaginal realm is going to be so strong and so powerful, and you can tap into that. And what do I mean by the imaginal realm? The imaginal realm is like that liminal dream space, imagination, daydreaming, or even sleep dreaming space where it can feel very real and very beautiful and very powerful. And you might question to yourself, like, am I making this up? Is this imaginary? Who knows? Who's to say what's correct and what's not correct? However, what I do know to be absolutely true is that when you have imagination and dreams that feel good and nourishing to your heart and to your soul, those are clues. So let yourself dream the dreams that feel good to your heart and take them as clues, take them as breadcrumbs, take them as priming. Priming your mind is what's available to you, and like a curiosity of like, like, could that be a thing for me? Could I explore this path? Like, let me sit with that and feel into it and imagine it for a little while. Most of the time, we think that change is, precipitated by awareness or a change in thought. And it can be true, but in order for that thought to actually be integrated into change, we need to like imagine through some scenarios. And this is not a permission slip to like worry, right? Which is, manifesting what you don't want. This is a permission slip to like get curious, get playful, play the what if game. Like, could it be possible? I wonder if. What if this happened? What if that happened? And crack things open into your mind a little bit. It's kind of the same principles as people say when they say, like, come up with a big, big, impossible goal, right? The goal feels completely impossible, so much so that you have a hard time wrapping your brain around it. But if you start to imagine the ways it could play out, the goal under that becomes more and more doable. Are you guys getting what I'm saying? So you're just familiarizing yourself with a fantastical idea that actually could be a clue to your future. So let yourself dream, let yourself imagine, let yourself be playful with that rich inner world on the 11th of the month. On the 17th of the month, you guys, I am so excited about the 17th. The 17th is a massive abundance day. It's an abundance portal day. So I'm actually running an event on the 17th of the month, and the event is all about intuitively planning your year ahead. So if you would like to come to that event, you have a 2-hour workshop with me, intuitively planning your year ahead. And you also get a 20-minute audio reading from me based on your personal energy. So if you would like tickets to that, let me know. I will send the link out. It is, I think it's 178 for both the workshop and the audio recording from me, where I look at your codes, your birthday, unique to you, and tell you what you can expect in the next 12 months for your year ahead. And then what you'll do when we meet together in the workshop is you'll learn how to like apply that into your planning of your year ahead. So it's going to be a lot of fun together. That's the 17th of the month. Whether or not you come to my workshop on the 17th of the month, it's an abundance activation day. That's why I booked the event on that date. So whatever you do on the 17th of the month, take some time to play with abundance, right? What does abundance mean to you? What does it look like when you feel abundant? What are some of the ways you experience life when you're abundant? So this is a great time to do a business plan, to create an offer, to speak to your clients, to review your finances, to meet with your financial planner, to invest in something, to do anything to activate a level of abundance in your life. And I use a lot of money examples for abundance. Abundance doesn't have to be money. Abundance is a fullness, a richness. It can be social, right? With your social family connections. It can be romantic love. It can be an abundance of health and vitality and vibrancy. So what I want you to think to yourself, like, what do I want an abundance of in 2024? And then I want you to spend some time in that energy on the 17th of the month to open that portal, to open that activation, to welcome in greater abundance for yourself. So mark down the 17th. It's a very, very important day. On the 18th, the day after, you're going to recognize that there's some pieces, now that I've walked through this portal of abundance, there's some pieces that are no longer a fit, right? If I'm activating abundance in this new way, these old parts of me, whether it's an old mindset, an old habit, an old way of being, they're not a frequency match anymore. They need to be left behind, detoxed, released. And you might know really quickly, like, oh, it's my habit of waking up and going on my phone that's blocking me from abundance. Perfect. Now, on the 18th of the month is the time to implement a new habit around that. But maybe you don't know, right? Maybe you're like, what is the thing that's blocking my abundance? I don't know. Well, then just pick something and cleanse, right? It's like, ooh, I think I need to cleanse my physical body. I'm going to start drinking some nice herbal detox tea in the evening before bed. Or I need to detox my financial spending habits. I'm actually going to review my credit card statement and point out to myself which choices don't feel alignment with the direction I'm headed. Or I'm going to recognize in my closet there's certain things that I don't feel abundant when I wear them. So it's time to donate them, right? Give yourself something to do. That's the 18th of the month. Okay, where should we go next, you guys? The 22nd of the month is going to be a very important time to be integrating habits again. So this whole month, January, is very much about cleaning out the clutter, sweeping out the cobwebs, and putting some new systems in place that will support you to activate abundance for the entire year. So on the 22nd of the month, again, what are some of those practices? It might be a new practice, or it might be anchoring in some of the ones you've already started to explore since the start of January. But just really like reviewing them, being mindful of them, and being like, this is what's working for me, this is what's not. I might tweak, I might adjust, but I'm going to land this in to truly feel like this is the habit that's going to support my most abundant life. Then on the 25th is going to be a very strong intuition day. So however you feel like you most get access to your intuition, take time to do that on the 25th. For me, it will be doing things like spending time in nature, moving my body, and sitting in contemplation and reflection, likely reviewing my numerology chart, likely potentially pulling some tarot cards or oracle cards and reflecting, right? Being in that inward state so I can hear my intuition. I can receive those messages. That's what works best for me. You can explore for you, where do you best hear your intuition? Some people hear it on drives. Some people hear it on long runs. Some people hear it in the shower. Whatever it is, yoga class, give yourself that space to receive those intuitive hits. Receiving an intuitive hit is one thing, right? I think all of us have, hopefully you've had the feeling of receiving an intuitive hit or a download. It's a good feeling. It's nothing if you don't take action on it. It's nothing if you don't take action on it. And here's the crazy thing. If you're the kind of person who receives the intuitive hits and starts to take action on them, your intuition will get louder every single time. Every single time. Your intuition gets louder. So let yourself receive the intuitive hit on the 25th and then take action on it and get that feedback loop flowing with yourself of being like, oh, I get an intuitive hit, I take action, and this cool outcome results. Okay. That's what I really invite you to explore on the 25th. And then by the end of the month, we're really going to reach this new experience where we're going to be feeling a lot more grounded into these particular foundations in our life, which is going to allow space for our growth and expansion. In this 8 energy year, you can expect to really grow in your power and in your confidence. And that's only going to work if you're growing from a solid foundation. So if you take anything from today's forecast, what I really want you to take forward is it is the month to build these foundations of my strength, my solidity, my reliability, my consistency, what makes me feel solid and grounded so that I can expand forward. Right? Sometimes that means letting go of the habits that keep me small. And sometimes that means just really anchoring and grounding in some of those habits. Good foundation to move forward with. Okay. The forward movement is going to come. right? The stronger the foundation, the forward movement's going to come. So, not expecting yourself to launch out like a rocket ship in January. I mean, if that's working for you, great. Keep going with it. But if it's not, remind yourself, I'm building a foundation here. I'm building a foundation. If you ever watch a house go up, the stuff that looks like nothing seems to take the longest. Have you ever noticed that? It's like they're building and they're building and they're building, and it seems like nothing's happening. And all of a sudden, boom, the house is half built. That's where we are. We're building the foundations right now. Okay, if you have any questions for me, pop them in the chat. Let me know. If you are catching me replay, let me know you were here. And I want to hear from you. Tell me, what is the piece that you heard from my forecast where you're like, that's what I needed to hear? That is what's hitting me in the heart today. That is the little seed that I'm going to take forward. Pick one thing and move it forward. Because every time you do take that one little seed, plant it, and move it forward, you're working with the abundance of 8 energy. This is the law of compound interest, and this is what's going to create those foundational elements for your forward movement, for your growth, and for all the abundance that you desire, deserve, and can attract to you in this coming year. So thank you so much for being with me today, and I look forward to seeing your insights in the chat. And hopefully I will also see some of you guys in the workshop on the 17th. If you have any questions about it whatsoever, feel free to send me a DM. And I will see you then. Mwah. Bye, everyone.